Good morning, YouTube. Voice of Reason here. Been a while since I made a video and posted it. So much been going on with all the corona. I should have actually been on with a video a long time ago, and I apologize. I've been slipping, but I guess in a sense I kind of been doing some research and talking to people and asking questions and trying to figure out a little bit about it anyway. I mean, I know I can't understand everything, or I shouldn't say understand, but I can't, I don't actually have the stuff in, let me rephrase that, and I'm sorry about that. I lost my train of thought for a second, but I don't actually have the material myself to get out there and show everybody just what a ruse all this is. And I understand that the virus is real. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to downplay the reality of the virus. However, I am making an attempt to downplay the seriousness of just how bad it is. You know, as far as how communicable and how deadly and all that stuff. I mean, the media is all too quick to sensationalize anything, over sensationalize anything, and this is another case. Just recently, Project Veritas released another story, if you will, a couple of videos having to do with News Corporation that is adding people from the staff of the medical facility to the line to make it look like the testing is busier. They've got everybody walking around wearing masks and wearing gloves, and it's gotten very ridiculous. Which, by the way, the masks, you know, yeah, I can imagine if you're close to someone that has a communicable disease, or if you yourself have a communicable disease, the mask may be helpful. But if you're, you know, not getting too close to anybody, you're practicing your social distancing, which, gosh, that term is it's really starting to get under my skin, because it's like cheerleaders out there everywhere cheering for everybody to stay apart, when really right now what everybody, sorry about the shaky there, run over the railroad tracks, but what everybody needs to do is come together. They don't need to social distance, not like they're talking about. I mean, yeah, reasonable social distancing, like staying about 6 feet or 8 feet away from each other. That's understandable if there's a true pandemic, but social distancing to the extent of keeping yourself at home and shutting down the freaking economy, you know, there's something sinister going on. You know, if I could put my finger on it exactly right now, I would, but I can tell you where to go look if you really want to start going down a rabbit hole and start understanding just how little of your best interest they have at heart. Look into Event 201. Took place at the end of last year. What was that, in September or October? Anyway, it was in the early fall, late summer, early fall of last year. They role played. They did an actual real life RPG on us, role playing game. They sat down. We're talking about heads of corporations. We're talking about like the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. We're talking about Johns Hopkins. We're talking about the World Health Organization. You know, we put a lot of faith into what these people tell us and just take it to heart that they got our best interest in mind. But no, there's agenda there. There's definitely an agenda there. You know, there's a whole lot to take in if you've not started trying to look into some of this stuff. It's a whole lot, because you start getting into things that took place back in the early I shouldn't say, not terribly early 1900s, but you know, in the early 1900s, certain, and I know this term gets floated around from time to time about a cabal, if you will, a group of people or entities. I wouldn't even say people, because people are generational. So the people that started this crap are not still there running it. They've passed on, and they're probably rotting in a very dark, putrid corner of hell, and that's where they belong. But the people that are still alive and still pushing this agenda, if you will, you've got the UN with agenda, well, it started out Agenda 21, but now it's Agenda 2030. You've got the Georgia Guidestones, which is probably connected in some way with them. If not the UN, there's all kind of stuff. Look into the Rosicrucians. It's a deep rabbit hole. Alice in Wonderland was an allegory for what's really going on in real life. You'd have to pay attention and know a little bit about some of this stuff. But seriously, look into what some of these corporations, the RAND Corporation, the World Health Organization, there's a short video called Lockstep that was produced in 2010, which, here we are today with the news media in lockstep, pushing it down your throat that everybody needs to stay apart, everybody needs to wear a mask, you can't trust anybody, if you're not adhering to the social guidelines, then you're a criminal, you don't care about others, you're selfish. I'm selfish, I am, for my freedom. I'm not selfish in the sense that I want to take yours, but damn, you ain't taking mine. I'm struggling at the moment to remember who actually said it, but I think it was Benjamin Franklin, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But those willing to give up freedom for safety deserve neither, because life is not safe, life is a risk. But if you try to take away the risk, all you're doing is removing freedom. Well, it's like every day we get in the car and drive wherever, to work, go to the grocery store, church, doctor, medical, pills, get your doctor's prescriptions filled. I don't care what it is, but you get in a car and you put your life in the hands of several hundreds of people to thousands of people every day, just by getting in your car and driving, which is actually the most dangerous mode of transportation in the world. Yet we do it. Every day. We don't think about it. We don't stop driving. Now, one crazy nut gets a gun and shoots somebody. Oh my God, take away the guns. Somebody catches a new strain of the flu and it spreads a little faster, and there's no vaccine, which, by the way, I'm not taking any vaccine, folks. I don't care what they say. I don't take the flu vaccine, and I'm not going to take this vaccine. And I suggest that you don't either. They're trying to globalize everything, make it one world, one unified government, religion, monetary system. They want it all under one umbrella. Why is that? Control. They already have money. They don't need money. They want power. They want control. They want submission from the people. Don't give it to them. Stand up. Realize that you do have rights and exercise those rights. Speaking of which, and this is going to be my ending note, I'm not trying to be a huge Trump fan. I don't really like everything about Donald Trump. I don't know anybody that really does besides probably Donald Trump. And that's one of the things I dislike the most about him, is his head is so damn big. But not a person out there can legitimately argue with the fact that this country was on the path to being great. Whether it was great before or not, who knows? I don't care. I thought when I was younger life was great, but I was young, I was innocent, and didn't know what was going on. But although I'm not a trumpeter, That's new. Anyhow, although I'm not a trumpeter, I am going to be voting for Donald Trump come election time, and the main reason being is if a Democrat, and I don't care what Democrat it is, if a Democrat gets into office, folks, this might be the last year that we get to post videos to YouTube and tell each other about stuff that's going on. Wake up, folks. Wake up. Look around. I'm not the only one saying it. I'm not the only one waking up and noticing how these people are starting to get their tendrils into everything. Do your own research. I love you guys. Don't forget to ask yourself now, how you living? Voice of Reason out.